We continue our knowledge sharing mission through a series of interviews with marketing leaders from all over the world. And we're thrilled to have Willy with us today.
Hi, I'm Willy. I'm the partner lead for Google here in Canada.
Do you think you could describe your company in one sentence?
As you know, Google, one of the largest platforms in the world to provide answers that users seek, but also a shortcut to entertainment if you think about YouTube, and a company that provides easy access to work tools for billions. If you use things like Slides and Google Docs, I think you're well aware.
Could you also describe maybe the role of a partner lead in one word?
Partner lead is all about connecting, or in another word, all about partnering. My objective is to work with our partners, and my instances are theatrical clients, gaming clients, and app clients here in Canada. And it's to help them in terms of providing them a perspective on the digitization of the world and how the world is obviously moving into this space. And I'm connecting them to dots within the digital space, as Google being one of the partners. Of course, we're not everybody, right? There's different publishers, different companies, different platforms out there, but I can provide a sense of what needs to be done from our end. And that's why I would go with partnering and connecting.
What are the current challenges that partner leads at Google, like yourself, are facing right now?
Digital trends accelerated massively over the last year and a half plus. So as the world keeps changing, as the world is more digitizing, I think it's our job to guide and consult our partners through this entire process and help in the change with more of a digital mindset. I grew up in Germany, a country that's well advanced, but in my opinion, isn't very digitized yet. There's still so much headroom. And the same kind of goes here in Canada, but in a different way. Clients are very digitized, but it's taking that next step forward as obviously this whole journey keeps evolving. So that's, I think, one of the biggest challenges that we're working on right now.
And so what have been your main solutions to solve this challenge of digitalization?
First of all, it's all about listening and trying to understand where clients are moving, what their journey looks like. How can that be transformed in a digital journey? Not everything needs to be digital. Again, I kind of work in the theatrical space, and I don't see this going away. Of course, there's streaming and other things that enter the market, and that's something to navigate through. But how can we be more helpful, for example, as a tech platform to help in understanding what kind of people want to go to theaters? How can we help our clients understand predictive modeling around people and around certain movies that are releasing, and how I guess the consumer evolves around that, and if they want to actually want to see the movie or not. There's a lot to figure out in that predictive space that we can help in terms of solving the challenges that has a digital angle to it, but it still serves very well in the offline business model, for example, of a theater.
How can you see your role evolving in the next 2 or 3 years?
And I think the role has already moved into a space where it's more about consulting, but I think it will be even heavier in the consulting focus. As you know, a partner lead is still within the sales arm of Google, but the role of sales itself is changing a lot, and it's moving into a space of consulting, being a true expert in the digital field, being a true expert cross-functionally. So it's not about selling advertising solutions anymore alone. It's connecting the dots between, for example, the cloud space, the advertising space, machine learning space. What can we do in terms of providing predictive analysis? What can we do in terms of connecting customer data to meaningful outcomes in the end? There's a lot that needs to be understood and evolved in that space as well. That takes learning from my end, consistent evolving, never standing still, and consistently changing as the world keeps changing.
What marketing or business trends are you taking advantage of right now?
I think the one or the biggest trend that I've seen is, from a marketing perspective, it's personalization. So everything kind of goes into an individual space. And that seems to be also quite counterproductive if you think about where the world is moving into a privacy first world, cookieless world. There's a lot of things that are changing in 2022, 2023 and beyond. So why do I talk about personalized advertising? Because there's still a lot of things you can do. And I think it's that type of thinking. Instead of everything must work for everyone, try to figure out the tiny things that you can personalize along the way as a brand, as an advertiser, to entice to your consumer base.
What career advice would you share with people that are similar roles to yours?
Keep evolving, keep embracing opportunity, never sit still. Dip your toes in many different waters as possible where you can learn. The world will never stand still. And if you in the digital space ever feel comfortable with what you've achieved and what you've delivered, I think that's great to be proud of that. But as the world keeps evolving, you need to evolve too, otherwise you're going to be left behind. And that sounds super harsh, I realize as well, but that's just how the digital ecosystem is growing. Now with Bitcoin, with cryptocurrencies, with NFTs, if that's a space that you don't dive into and try to understand, 10 years down the road, you've completely missed on that opportunity. So keep evolving, keep learning. As a partner lead, try to be an expert within your field and keep expanding your field of expertise.
I think that brings us to a close. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I do look forward to our next catch up.
Likewise. Thank you very much for having me.